If we could quiet down, we're going to get started right away. We have a couple of guests today, and what their presentation is going to do, I hope, will fit into some of the things that I've been talking about and some of the things that I've had you look at. One that comes to mind in particular is that at the end of a movie you saw, there was the presentation or the exposure to sort of the Buddhist way of looking at the world as being as complete as our scientific way of looking at the world. The things that I was focusing your attention on was how our beliefs about the world, how our beliefs influence how we see things, our perception, and how we do things, how we behave in the world. And I think this presentation today may lead into further discussion of that. What the presentation today is, I will leave up to our presenter, two presenters. They are from the Reformed MENTOFREEIST Society. And with that, I'll turn it over to them.
Good afternoon. Can everyone hear me all right? Is this microphone functioning? How do you do? My name is Vargus Pike. As stated, I'm from the Reformed MENTOFREEIST Society. This is my associate, Mr. Arthur Ratnick. The reason we are here today is we're going to discuss opinions and why they are all important to you. Before we do that, though, a little bit of housekeeping. You should all have been given a piece of paper when you came in. We expect you to take notes on that, please. This is a very important topic. And we are going to correct and grade those notes at the end of the class. Please be sure to put your name down on that piece of paper. That is your proof of attendance, and that is how you will get credit for being here. In fact, I suggest you do it right now while you still have the time. Let's have it quiet, please. We have a lot to do today, a lot to cover, and I expect you to be quiet. In fact, I insist upon it. This is an important topic. It's a topic that means a lot to myself, or I wouldn't be here, and it should mean a lot to you. Now, as I said, we're going to discuss opinions, and more specifically, we're going to discuss true opinions. But before we can do that, we need a working definition, true, and a working definition of the word opinion. If you want to discuss a topic, you need to understand what it is you're talking about. So, can anyone please assist me and give me a definition of true? What is true? What does it mean? Yes, sir. Actual. So truth is something that is actual. Any other comments on it? Anything else? Actual just doesn't do it. We need more. Yes. Pardon? There is nothing true. Okay, so true is something that you can know for sure. And what we would probably term fact, yes? If it's true, it's a fact. Anything else on true? Any other comments about it? Yes. Scientifically provable. So we're starting to get a feel for what the word true is then, yes? It's a fact, something you can know, it's scientifically provable. I think that's pretty good. Now opinion. What is an opinion? If someone doesn't have an answer for me, I'll just call on someone. Yes. Pardon? A bias. Okay, so an opinion is a bias. What else? What else is an opinion? Yes. What you believe to be true. Very good. I think that really cuts right to the heart of the matter. What you believe to be true. Anything else on opinions? So we can agree then that an opinion is something that you believe to be true. I think you can uncover those now. It's something that you believe to be true, and truth is based on fact. Ratnick, uncover true. Cover both of them. So we have an opinion as a belief not based on absolute certainty or positive knowledge, but on what seems true or valid, or we could say not based on positive knowledge, but on what seems in accordance with fact that agrees with reality. Are we all agreed then? This is true, this is opinion. Truth is a part of an opinion. Now, most of you probably believe that you have what we would term true opinions. that your beliefs are based on fact or what you know to be true, or what you believe to be true. But I wonder about that. And the reason I make the distinction between opinion and a true opinion is because there is another type of opinion that exists. Very few people know about it. Very few people will talk about it for reasons that will become obvious. And that is something known as a placebo-opinion. Now, a placebo-opinion is something that's given to you, whereas true opinions are generally, they come from nature, they're natural, they exist positively in nature. Placebo-opinions are artificial constructs. They are artificial constructs made by certain individuals to a definite purpose, and that is to use you. Examples of placebo-opinions are things such as slogans, such as no new taxes, soup is good food, or Jesus saves. Small, tight slogans that sound good. They sound good to you, they roll off the tongue, they're easy to eat and gobble up. But they're meant to use you. Who is doing this? People we MENTOFREEIST term the megamaniacs. Megamaniacs are individuals who once lived on a diet of true opinions, but then through a certain mental disorder that they developed, known as ego bloatation, they developed an irrational fear of other people forming true opinions. To prevent this, they decided to substitute your true opinions that can commonly be found, especially in our culture, with placebo-opinions. It's meant to control you. To further do this, these megamaniacs have gotten together and formed things known as mega blocks. Mega blocks, examples of such would be some businesses, some governments, some organized religions are these mega blocks. And these people are quite insane. They are totally irrational, and they are out to get you so that you cannot form true opinions. That is their deepest, deepest paranoia, their deepest fear. And the reason we're discussing this today, the reason we're talking about true opinions, is so that you can learn to recognize a placebo opinion from a true opinion, and so that you can lead a successful life. Placebo opinions lead to doom and gloom. True opinions lead to success, happiness, and contentment. Any questions at this time before I move on? Yes, sir.
As far as I'm concerned, everything you told us so far is your own opinion. And none of it is based on fact.
None of it is based on fact? How do you know I'm not a megamaniac? That's a good question. You'll have to work on that. Yes. Advertisements very often are placebo opinions. Yes. That's a big block. Anything else? Yes, sir?
I can't hear anybody.
What's that?
Have you ever experienced anything true?
I don't know. Because I can't, I mean, anything I think is true, I cannot prove.
If you ever experience anything that's true, you'll be convinced of its existence.
You'll discover it like
me.
I did. Before we go any further, and I'll try to answer some of these things on fact and reality. Yes, sir. What do I think of the U.S. government? That's a totally different topic.
Do you have 4 hours?
Well, we don't have time to go into it. All right. First, folks, those of you who are talking amongst yourselves, please be quiet. If you're not talking to me directly, or if I'm not calling upon you, I expect you to be quiet, so that you can hear the answers and you can hear the interchange being given. It's a common courtesy, I expect. Since I'm up here, I must have some authority on this topic, and I expect you to respect my authority. Now, as far as it being fact or non-fact, that's true. We can't prove it scientifically, but we know it to be true. You've probably noticed I have an eye patch. It's because I lost an eye in a car accident about 10 years ago. After I lost my eye in a car accident, I began to search, and I began to look for answers, because I almost died. And then one day I found the answer, and it was staring at me in the mirror. And what I saw staring at me, and I can't explain why it happened, but it happened, is that I had a revelation that I had a third eye located in the center of my forehead. All of a sudden it appeared. I think it might have been compensation for the second eye that I lost. But I became aware of this existence of a third eye. And you can laugh. Go ahead and laugh. But it's a concept all of you have heard of. You have all heard of the concept of the third eye. It exists in Eastern religions. It exists in many New Age philosophies. Buddha believed in the third eye. I can't prove that Buddha was right. I can't prove that he was correct, but he had that belief. I assume that he had a belief that was in accordance with his fact, that was based on his realities, and what seemed to him to be true or valid. This is what happened to me. But unlike Buddha, I didn't stop there. I began to explore what the purpose of that third eye was, and then one day I discovered it. The third eye is very important to your success because with clear vision in your third eye, you are able to find enhanced nodes of conditional probability that exist in the 10th dimension. Now, these enhanced nodes of conditional probability are what most of you would term to be luck. If you have good eyesight in your third eye, you're able to find these nodes, you move towards them in that dimension, and you lead a vastly superior and successful life. This is what the megamaniacs want to prevent you from having, so that they can produce their own luck. If you have poor eyesight, you just kind of wander around aimlessly in that dimension. Sometimes you bump into some luck, sometimes you don't. Unfortunately, for most individuals, they have poor vision in their third eye because they are eating a diet of placebo-opiatinians. What else the religions, the Eastern religions, don't discuss is not only do you have a third eye, but you have a whole host of other organs and body parts that exist in other dimensions. Did you know that your personal space, every person says, well, I have a small personal space. I have a great personal space. That personal space is a direct correlation to the distance your pectoral muscles extend into the 8th dimension. If you have large pecs, you have a big personal space. Did you also know that your heart not only pumps blood in the 3rd dimension, but also pumps emotions in the 12th? It's almost Valentine's Day. Think about that. Why do people believe it was in the heart? They had a glimmer of truth. They had a sense of that truth and of that reality. Yes, sir. Pardon? To me, this is true. Yes, I believe it, or I wouldn't be standing here today speaking it to you. I haven't discovered yet how to scientifically measure these things in the other dimensions. They're working on that right now. It's in quantum physics. When they start to talk about the string theories, they have string theories now that there exist at least 32 other dimensions. We can't prove it.
We do
but you have to have some basis and some assumption of what to be fact. You have to have a place to stand in the universe.
We have been working with Bausch and Lomb with Kirlian photography to actually photograph these body parts.
You know, it's something we can't prove, but we cannot yet prove the theories that Einstein's limited theories of light do not exist. It's believed now that there is no limit to the speed you can go. We can't prove it, but Einstein can't prove it either, yet we accept it to be true. Now, I could talk all day long about your different body parts, your different organs that you have. But since we're concerned with a true opinion, we're going to concentrate mainly in the head region where, not surprisingly, this all exists. Not only do you have your third eye, but you also have a second mouth that's located just here. And just as your first mouth is important to your physical diet, to your physical health, what you take into your second mouth is important to your mental health. If you take in a diet of true opinions, which hopefully you will be learning to recognize soon, if you take in that diet, you are going to have a good mental health. You're going to experience mental regularity every day. If you take in a poor diet of placebo-opiatinians, this fluff, this junk food for the mind, you're going to experience a couple of different disorders probably at one time or another. Yes, sir.
By telling us that by taking a diet of true opinion, we're going to feel mentally great. That's exactly what you're telling us not to do.
That's your belief.
Do these opinions make you comfortable? Do they make you comfortable, or
do they make you feel a little bit uneasy? Well, that's my right. That's why I was invited here. You're a captive audience.
That's kind.
I can say what I wish to speak. I was invited to speak.
I want to see a captive audience because I did not come here to be called a captive audience, told what to think, or anything like that.
Okay, that's your right.
Thank you.
That is his right. That's what America is partly about. Now, I'd like to finish this, if I may, and we'll move on. When you ingest true opinions or false opinions, placebo opinions, they enter into the second mouth. If it's primarily placebo opinions, a number of different things happen. They go into the interdimensional digestive tract. If you're taking in too much junk, it'll sit on your mind and you become a couch potato. I'm sure you've all met them. This is known as mental constipation. If you don't take in enough, I'm getting there. If you don't take in enough, something else happens. It goes into your mind, and it gets spewed right back out again in what you believe to be a true opinion, but is in fact a placebo opinion. This is known as mental bulimia. If you don't take in any substance at all, if you don't take in true opinions, if you don't take in placebo opinions, then almost nothing comes out, and it's not able to exit out your second anus, which is located just here. All that comes out is dribble. All that comes out is garbage. And I'm sure you've met individuals that all they do is dribble all day long. Now, you may believe that when you're speaking, your ideas are coming out of your first mouth, but it's simply a food organ. It's actually exiting out the second anus located on your chin. Now, if you take in a diet of true opinions, if you're able to take in a diet of either true opinions and placebo opinions, since you cannot avoid them, with true opinions, you take it in, you chew it up well, you digest it well, you spit out the pits, which are these undigestible bits of placebo opinion. You spit all of that out. And when you're done, when it's moved through the interdimensional digestive tract, when it's interacted with the dendrites in your brain, it comes out of your second anus being extremely compact, well-formed, and informational. You can hand it to a friend, and he can eat it and use it in turn. Questions at this time? Yes, sir.
Oh, Jesus.
I say, who's behind the big plot that's keeping all this away from us? I mean, who's the one who's trying to send us all these placebo? I understand them, and I see them, okay? I see all the garbage that's being fed to everyone and the apathy that exists in the world. But who's the one who's making this big plot?
Who's making it? The megamaniacs are. They form mega blocks. Who are they? They don't want you to. They don't want to be known. You have to search them out.
Do you want specific names? Talk to us after class. We'll give you specific names.
You have to. I'm not going to name names. You have to search them out. That is the job. That is what we are trying to make you aware of, is that you have to search them out.
Are they advertisers?
Are they advertising?
Is that what you're saying?
Oh, most certainly.
This whole thing is centered around
Most certainly. Most advertising. I can't. Give him the mic. I can't hear what he's saying.
It just seems like this whole thing is centered around television advertisements.
Why stop at television? Where does it stop? It stops when enough people begin to recognize what is a true opinion, and enough people begin to recognize what a placebo opinion, and they basically say, I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm not going to eat this shit. That's where it stops.
Would you relate fallacies to the
Pardon?
How do you say that? Placebo opinion. Would you relate it to the fallacies in society?
The fallacies in society? It probably relate closer to the phallic symbols in society than it would be to the fallacies of society.
Are you claiming that you reach some sort of enlightenment?
Do it up there so everyone can hear this. It's a very valid question.
Are you claiming that you've reached some sort of enlightenment in life, and you're at like nirvana stage?
I have reached enlightenment.
Do you believe you can go farther than this, or is this it?
You mean, do I believe in the absorption? No.
I don't know what absorption is. I think like a sponge. Have you? Yeah. Are you claiming that you like surpassed Buddha in like his like achievements in enlightenment?
I don't think surpass is a proper word to use in an instance like that. I don't think that Buddha's contributions or my contributions or any other person's contributions to a world can be measurable in comparison to each other. I have been absorbed, I have reached enlightenment, and that is why I'm here today. I'm trying to do the same thing that Buddha did all those years ago and bring my message to other people so that they too can reach a higher state and a higher plane than what they exist at today.
I think your second anus is your mouth because you just popping shit, man. Thank you.
That's your right to believe that.